This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. She's dead! And thank God. It's me, Busselina Jolie, and welcome back to Hat or Rat. And today, oh God, I miss saying that. In drag. We're gonna be reviewing episode 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 8. Who do we appreciate? Today, our queens were challenged to roast Carson Kressley, and the runway category was Snow Bunny. So we'll be breaking down each queen's performance in the episode, as I saw it, as well as taking a peek through some tweets shared by Alexis, Kandy, and Lala concerning what happened this episode and how it was intertwined with last week's complications. And girl, Alexis has a lot more to say. So buckle up, because it's about to get hot in here. First up, the gag of the season. As it turns out, it was not only Alexis who pulled Lala's lipstick last week. In fact, it was a unanimous vote to send her home. Yet, Alexis Michelle has definitely been getting the brunt of the fans' unhappiness online. So I'm bringing this up again to say, let's not harass people over a reality television show as much as we may disagree with or not appreciate a particular decision. Kind of reminds me of when Naomi sent Manila home back on All Stars 4, when in fact, had Monet Exchange won the lip sync, she would have pulled Manila's lipstick as well. But just to play devil's advocate with myself, of course, it's easy to say that if there was going to be one person who was going to save Lala last week, it seemingly would have been Alexis Michelle. And indeed, some of the queens even bring this up to her this week, and her only response really is, yes, I did reassure Lala in the workroom, but I didn't make any promises. Which to me just feels like watching Alexis dig her hole deeper and deeper with the rest of the queens. Like, girl, they are not gonna trust you after this, especially when you're coming up with more and more reasons about why you sent her home. But on to what she did this week. On the runway for her Snow Bunny look, she's giving us a little Snow Bunny that got lost in Santa's sack. And this look is pretty, young, and flirty in a lot of different ways that I think Alexis often forgets to incorporate into her drag. She has this very serious approach that we have seen many times this season on the runway that boils down to her wearing lots of pretty gowns, but this is so fun for her. And I love the campy details of the giant sack hole around her head and hats as a train flowing behind her. I think stylistically, the only thing missing for me in this look would have been a larger, chunkier belt, which maybe could have been made out of the same shiny material that was complementing her face. But what was she carrying in that bag? Lala Ri's hopes and dreams, perhaps? Anyway, this look is hot. And in the challenge, in the roasty roast, Alexis gets to choose the order of the queens today because she won last week. And her only response about how she chose the order was that she wanted to choose an order that best worked for her, which I think totally makes sense. But I suspect her real reason was wanting to get her set out of the way and maybe slightly forgotten against the 3 very funny people that were gonna come after her, because I think going after any one of these comedy queens would have been tough. But concerning her joke, she was a little hit or miss. The first half of her set opens with a roast of Jimbo, making fun of her large chest plate, large ears, and then transitioning into making fun of Kandy's large ego, which by the end of this sequence did get a laugh out of the judges and some of the audience. But I think this opener was so flat for her because she was making jokes about Jimbo's appearance, yet the appearance she was making fun of was not what we were actually seeing or what the audience was seeing on the stage. Not to mention, I think it's kind of hard to make fun of Kandy's face as being one only a mother can love when she is beat to hell and back. Girl, that mug is painted. That said, after we get through all of the awkward stumbling in like the first 3/4 of her set, she actually ends with, I think, one of the funnier jokes of the whole night, where she made fun of Carson's lengthy show credits and told him he didn't have to say yes to everything, and then made a joke about the book title, Does This Book Make My Butt Look Big? Where the punchline was nothing will make that flat butt look big. And honestly, I had to laugh. So the first part of her performance was a rot, but it really did warm up to a hot for me by the end of it. But you know what I just realized? It's hot girl summer again, which means we've got to be extra careful of not overexposing our precious data when we're connecting to public Wi-Fi on our hot girl vacations. And have no fear, Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of today's video, is here to save our summers. Here's how it works. Start downloading Surfshark VPN by clicking the link in the description of my video. Then connect to any one of their over 3,200 secure servers around the globe in just a click. And just like that, our precious internet data is encrypted and anonymous. anonymous, preventing sneaky snoopers and even our internet service providers from spying on our hot girl internet activity. And not only can Surfshark keep you safe and secure while you're browsing the internet, Surfshark can also help you access geo-restricted content and websites that may not be available in your home state or country. For example, with just one click, the internet thinks I'm actually in Argentina, which unlocks every season of RuPaul's Drag Race and Untucked on one streaming platform. Plus, you can use Surfshark on all of your devices with unlimited device login. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description of my video to download Surfshark right now. And make sure to use code BUSSY at checkout for 3 extra months of Surfshark for free. And there's no risk in trying it out because Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks Surfshark for sponsoring today's video and keeping this hot girl safe and secure while she's online. And before we go into the next queen, I have to talk about the segment of the episode where Katya came into the workroom and she starts stirring the pot, and we learn how down bad Alexis truly is. She tells Katya about her first love of the competition, Lala Ri, which as far as I could tell from watching the show as a viewer, looked a little unrequited. Not to mention Alexis, stabbed her in the back last episode and tossed her aside, but out with the old and in with the new, her new crush is Kandy Muse, who she goes on to say in a confessional is radiant and special, and now with their agreement she feels so close to her. And I couldn't help but wonder while watching Alexis profess her love about Kandy, was her crush on Lala ever even real? Or is she just looking for camera time? Why does she feel the need to announce that she's got a crush on a queen in the workroom at all times? And why are her crushes only on people that she has alliances with? And we did discuss the truth that bubbled up online about why Alexis sent Lala home, ultimately boiling down to her not wanting to make Ru mad. But she did tweet some more about the situation over the past couple days, saying things like this: I understand the kids take this show extra serious, but some of y'all adults have serious growing up to do. Making snap judgments about strangers is low, and thinking you know someone based on the way they've come across on a reality show is naive. And she then tweeted this out: I am forever a Lala Ri stan, period. But some people calling out my integrity or saying my word means nothing is ridiculous, because I said and I am forever grateful and won't forget her kindness. But even in Untucked, I made it clear a guaranteed save wasn't for sure, so check my words. Which Cornbread replied, writing, nah, you tried it. And Alexis said, cause you were there and saw everything. Where Cornbread finally wrote, girl, calm down. We all know what happens when you go on a TV show. People form opinions, and my opinion is you tried it. And next up, Jessica Wilde, who for her Snow Bunny look is giving me kind of like Farrah Fawcett and Charlie's Angels meets Formula One race car fantasy, more than it's giving Snow Bunny. I'm just not necessarily getting that she was up in the cabin sitting by the fire after skiing and, was looking for a man to take back to the hotel room, even with the giant snowflake on her cape. But ultimately, I think the bigger issue is this look doesn't feel glitzy or extravagant enough for All Stars when compared, I think, with some of the other stuff on the runway tonight. Which is not to say she doesn't look good. I think she looks very pretty here. It's just not my favorite look, so I'm gonna give it a soft rock. But in the challenge, oh my God, I would pay to watch Jessica Wilde read the phone book. Not joking. She's just one of those people who has a way of speaking and thinking that is sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally hilarious. Plus, I think her delivery of stand-up comedy was really unique among all the queens tonight. She had this pattern of you didn't really know where she was going, and then she slaps you with a punchline. She's like, Carson is a multifaceted artist, or that's what he thinks he is. And then follow that up with he's a TV host, actor, writer, producer, and this one is the funniest, a dancer. Plus, I love the way she combined roasting different people all in one joke several different times. Like saying Carson's drag name should be Sparky Visage, named in honor of his 2 favorite animals. I was just so thrilled to see Jessica do so well in stand-up comedy, which has to be one of the most difficult things ever, especially considering English is a second language for her, and when she was originally on the show, she says that she really didn't know the language at all. And seeing her in this full circle moment as a fan just feels really great. This performance was hot. And next up, Kandy Muse, who on the runway. I love this actual outfit. I think it's really cute, kind of giving me Paris Hilton vibes, and I love the way that it is kind of a bodysuit, kind of like a 2-piece bathing suit, 3-piece I should say, but it's connected with these chains, and it feels really unique and fresh. And this look very much meets the brief for me, plus I think complements Kandy's vision for her runway package as a whole. The only thing I've gotta point out, I don't like the flat boot on the runway. I really don't. I'm sorry. Says the drag queen who never leaves her house. I can have an opinion. Because, you know, this is an all-stars Final Four runway. So I'm gonna give it a hot on the outfit, but a rot because of the boots. And half hot, half rot is also kind of how I felt about her set tonight. Her opening was a little rough. She takes the mic after Jessica and then makes a joke about how it was hard to understand her, which ironically is the exact problem Kandy had been dealing with the whole episode in rehearsals with Michelle Visage. She then goes into a joke sequence about Jimbo, kind of making the same observations that Alexis did, saying Jimbo looks like a capital P. And again, I think it's really difficult to make jokes like this when the person you're making the jokes about does not actively look the way you're describing in the joke. Plus, some of the jokes are just kind of insults without a punchline, like when she says about Jimbo, it looks like money can't buy talent. Because, like, also, again, she's won 3 challenges. How can you make a joke about her not having talent? That whole thing, I get what she was doing, it just didn't come across as funny. But I will compliment her and say she remained just as confident delivering the unfunny parts of her set as she did delivering the funny ones. She had 2 really solid jokes in there about crab legs and ginger minge, and the K word and Carson being equestrian. Those were great, if, you know, spoiled for us as viewers by the Drag Race editors, but overall I would consider her set successful, so I give her a very safe hot here. Next up, it's Jimbo. And on the runway, she's giving us a little Cindy Lou. And I've got to say, the level of extravagance, glamour, and fashion that I think she brought to this look in the simple, relatively simple category of Snow Bunny, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like, no, not every runway from every queen can be amazing and expensive and rich and all this stuff. But what a way for Jimbo to just completely run laps around every single girl in the competition tonight. Like, the roast wasn't enough. She also had to burn them in the runway category. This is beautiful. I love the feathers. And I also love how it evokes icy mountain caps and Snow Bunny without giving super obvious references. Plus, this look felt like a redemption from Jimbo for the snowball looks that she served on Canada's Drag Race Season 1, the episode where she was sent home. I mean, look at the difference, the glow up, like, sickening, literally sickening. This look is hot. The Grinch stole Christmas and Jimbo stole my heart. The very next day, she gave it away. And in the challenge, so she did Joan Rivers. And we've seen characters in Drag Race Roast before, like, you know, Coco being RuPaul's cousin back on season 5, or whatever family relation she was. But this was the first time I think we've ever seen somebody in a roast portray a real life person, and not just any real life person, but Joan Rivers. And to tell jokes as one of the most famous comics of all time, may she rest in peace, and have it go so well. That is why this was so great. And she was so successful, I think, because she truly embodied Joan. She left not one wig unsnatched in that room. There was the joke of Kandy and Hooked on Phonics, Jessica and her hairy item. And oh my God, the jokes about Ru's catheter and little scooter that she rides in on. I don't think anyone could ever have made jokes like that about Ru besides Jimbo as Joan Rivers. There is no way in hell. Like, y'all remember what happened when Utica asked RuPaul to stand up? Only Jimbo as Joan could do that. And really, just considered on like jokes per second, she had the most out of anyone. Where I think there is also small room for critique. She was rattling through some of those jokes in the first half of her set so quickly that it was almost hard to keep up. But she did end with more confidence, and I think that must have just been nerves for doing what she was doing. She took a risk and it paid off. This was hot. So of course the win goes to Jimbo, making this her 4th win in this competition. Girl, Jimbo has swept this competition. And for the bottom 2 this episode, big twist, everyone's in the bottom who did not win. So Kandy, Alexis, and Jessica are up for elimination. And Jimbo comes out for her lip sync dressed as the spooky ghost character that she did in the UK versus the World talent show. And this is a character that RuPaul, I don't think loves is the right word, is obsessed with. This was another smart choice from Jimbo tonight. She now has lost, what, 6 lip syncs across her Drag Race legacy. And I think this was her saying, if I can't succeed in a lip sync trying to be serious or lip syncing in a traditional way, I'm gonna do what I do best, and that's comedy. And it works. I don't think this was the best lip sync ever, right? Like in terms of lip sync performance, but that wasn't the point. It really was Jimbo saying, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want and you're gonna love it. And Ru did. And she wins the lip sync. I did react to this lip sync as well as the roast in an exclusive reaction video over on my Patreon, which is my members only website at patreon.com/bussyqueen. And you can become a patron of the Bussy Queen channel by clicking the link in the description of this video. When you'll do, you'll get exclusive patron benefits like early access to my YouTube videos, access to exclusive videos like my reactions, which also include lots and lots of discussion, sometimes as much as 40 minutes of discussion. Girl, the content. It's there, eat it up. Click the link, join, go watch it. Thanks. But I will say it was kind of a shame to have Silky, an actual lip sync assassin, on a lip sync like this, where the point was not even about lip syncing, it was just about Jimbo making Rupaul laugh and finally winning a lip sync for herself. But on the Jimbo's choice of lipstick, she reveals she has chosen Alexis Michelle to go home. And this was, I think, a really easy decision for Jimbo, considering Alexis got the worst critiques tonight. And she didn't just get the worst critiques tonight, but like almost got no warmth from the judges. Every other queen got some combination of here was an area for improvement, but we loved it, or you were just flat out amazing. Plus, we also have the alliance of Jimbo and Kandy working in the background, as well as Jimbo now knowing for sure that whatever Alexis says in terms of saving you or this or that doesn't matter. She's gonna do what she wants to do and whatever serves her best. So all shenanigans considered, I think Jimbo did make the best competitive choice and choice for the actual outcome of the episode. And the gag, or lack of gag, about the other queen's choices was the group also unanimously chose to eliminate Alexis Michelle. Again, not surprising considering the shenanigans she's pulled. Like even Kandy admits that she, told Alexis whatever she needed to hear last week, and then later makes an observation about how she remembers what Alexis did to Lala, which honestly is pure comedy at this point, considering Alexis thinks that she's got some sort of alliance with Kandy after what happened last week, while Kandy literally does not give not one F. But again, all of this is reality TV, so let's enjoy it as such. And maybe I was reading into it a little too much at this point in the episode, but Alexis Michelle's goodbye to Rupaul was weird. Rupaul's response to Alexis saying, "Thanks for letting me be a part of your family," was cold to me. Rupaul was like looking at her, realizes Alexis said something. Did she even listen to what she said? Who knows? And then smiles and like opens her eyes bigger. And again, maybe that's me reading into it, but I think it's obvious who Rupaul's favorites are, and I don't think Alexis was one of them. Because honestly, I think she really did okay in the challenge, and this would have been an episode if there was going to be one where Ru could have saved everybody. Everyone did at least okay. And that is rare to say for a roast. You smell burnt toast? You old bitch. Shout out to Geometric's roast, my favorite of all time. And of course, I'd love to know what y'all thought about everything in the comments below. Oh, and as for hottest hots, I'm gonna give it to Jimbo on the runway and Jimbo in the challenge. And I also asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hots, and they've chosen, big surprise, Jimbo for both as well. What a nail biter. As always, I want to say thanks to you for watching today's video and give an extra special shout out to today's video sponsor, Surfshark, who you can check out using the link in the description of this video. Don't forget to use code BUSSY to get 3 extra months of Surfshark for free. And I want to give an extra special shout out to Jonathan Herber, who's just joined my Patreon at the hot tier, and Ashley Brungart, Daniel Sandez, Dorothy Hall, Felicia, Frankie, Jeffrey Steenberg, Seth, Matthew Burns, Matto, Giniger, Sailor, Sharkies, Stephen Topher, Tyler Hendricks MD, Wheelie, and Will and Tana, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier over at patreon.com/bussyqueen. See you later, love ya, bye.